exciting day for Tennesseans. We started out very early this morning. Amy and Ted, I was up on Capitol Hill visiting with Tennesseans who were coming in to see the various members of the Tennessee delegation of Congress, and it's been quite an afternoon, actually, for all of Tennessee.
You would know that it was a federal holiday around here because there has been mobs and mobs of people, and the excitement is beginning to build. We've been here for a couple of days, and I didn't think it could get any more exciting than it has been, but it seems to get bigger and bigger every day. And Washington is such a beautiful city at night. I don't know if you can see behind us, but the Capitol building is lit up. And, Gary, you are familiar with Washington. You told me it looks like they've thrown a few extra wattage.
They have indeed. As you're looking at your screen tonight, looking at the Capitol, if you look to the left, they are putting up some banks of lights that are like the lights you would find at Ingle Stadium that are so very bright. And this is a part of the preparation for the activities of the next couple of days, which, of course, include the inauguration of Bill Clinton and Al Gore, Jr. A lot of folks here from Tennessee, all, of course, now very proud of their native son, Al Gore, and, of course, the folks from Avondale who are coming up, Avondale Elementary. We're going to see them in the morning at 9 o'clock over on the steps of the Capitol.
You can't go very far without running into someone from Tennessee. I've seen lots of Tennessee Vol hats and Atlanta Braves hats, and so I think Tennessee is well represented here in the nation's capital. And today there was a special event held at the Kennedy Center, and this was sort of a way for Al Gore and Al Gore Sr. to say thank you to all of the many people who helped contribute to the campaign, helped get Clinton and Gore elected, and it was called Taste of Tennessee. Throwing a party beats writing thousands of thank you notes any day. So that's exactly what Al and Tipper Gore decided to do with their Taste of Tennessee extravaganza, complete with the Tennessee State Flower, bluegrass music, dancing, and cowboy boots. And what would a Tennessee party be without some good old-fashioned down-home Southern cooking like fried pies, and of course, don't forget the pecan pie.
We've got a neighbor that I've known a long time, Bill Clinton, that's president-elect. Al Gore from Tennessee, a native son that's vice president-elect. They represent a new generation. They will be a generation of change. It will be helpful to Tennessee, it'll be helpful to Arkansas, the Southeast, and it'll be helpful to this country. We need to support them.
Looking forward to this week's activities and festivities?
Well, it's going to be one of the fuller weeks that anybody's I've ever been through, because we're going to be conducting confirmation hearings. At the same time, the inaugural events are going on. We're doing our best to accommodate the president and have his people ready to go to work on Friday. So we start out at 8:30 in the morning with the Hazel O'Leary and energy.
You need to eat your Wheaties. Keep your energy up. The highlight of the event, a Salute to Tennessee program featuring celebrities like Designing Women's Dixie Carter.
And I can tell you from personal experience that this man's singing also melts hearts. It is my great pleasure to introduce Mr. Garry Morris.
Must have been colder.
After the performance, I had the opportunity to ask the Vice President-elect about the pace of Inauguration Week. Are you able to have any fun at all this week? I hope it's not all work and no play.
I have had a lot of fun. You can feel the pressures building up with all these new routines and all the new responsibilities. But I have had fun. I really have. A lot of the performances by these Tennessee performers this afternoon, for example, and at the event at the Lincoln Memorial last night, a lot of the performances were so spectacular. It just, you can't help but enjoy yourself. You just relax and get into the mood of the event, and I've really enjoyed it a lot.
And I do believe that Al Gore has really enjoyed this week's activities. Luckily, we were able to have a one-on-one interview with him this afternoon. We're going to be bringing you more excerpts from that tomorrow night at 6. And let me tell you, you'll see a personal side of Al Gore. We've heard all the political statements, and during the campaign, you heard those normal campaign statements that you expect to hear. But we'll find out what the real Al Gore is all about tomorrow night at 6.
Around all the pomp and circumstance of the inauguration week, tomorrow, Congress gets down to business with more confirmation hearings on the Senate side. And, of course, Bill Clinton and Al Gore will be briefed again in the morning about the situation happening in Iraq this evening. And we will have all of those details of both the fun side and the very serious business side for you here on News 12.
Makes for a very interesting week in Washington. Gary and Rebecca, great job. We'll see you again tomorrow at 5. Thanks very much.
Hey, and those two are awfully bundled up. Is it?
Election is over for Bill Clinton and Al Gore, and they take the reins of power in less than 24 hours. For the Tennessean, the last day before the inauguration is crammed full of speeches, dinners, and parties.
But he did find time to sit down for a conversation with our Rebecca Williams, and Rebecca joins us now live from our new satellite truck, Sky 12. Now, Rebecca, how is the future of the new vice president shaping up?
It looks very well for Al Gore, and as you mentioned, final preparations are being made here in Washington, where it's very cold tonight. The big event tomorrow afternoon when Bill Clinton and Al Gore will be sworn in just behind me at the Capitol. And as we mentioned, tensions have been mounting over the past couple of days for Al Gore. Tonight he is taking a little bit of time off, and there's a party being held just down the street. Jim Sasser, his friend and fellow senator, is hosting that. That's where our Garry Mack is, by the way. The reason my partner is not with me now, but he'll be bringing himself and a story back at 11 o'clock to bring us. Al Gore obviously feeling the tension, but we did have an opportunity to speak with him yesterday, and here's what the Vice President-elect had to say.
Okay. First of all, as a Tennessean, obviously I'm very interested in how you feel about the support that the state and its residents have shown you.
Well, you know, this week, rather than spending all my time thinking about these issues, I find myself just thinking about how my heart really is overflowing with gratitude for Tennessee, because without my home state, I would not have this chance to serve my country in the way that will be possible after Wednesday at noon. I'm really excited about it, and I plan to stay in very close touch with Tennesseans and with Tennessee to have regular communication and use the ideas and suggestions and values of Tennessee in facing these difficult issues that are coming before us now.
Do you think the issues and the concerns of Tennesseans reflect those of a lot of the nation?
I think they do. I think there really is something to the theory that Tennessee and Arkansas, being kind of middle of the road in their politics, kind of strike a chord or a balance point with the country as a whole. Maybe that's just a Tennessean talking, but I really think there's something to that. And so both Bill and I continue to use our home states as touchstones to help analyze these problems that come before us.
Do you want to remind Tennesseans to keep your feet to the fire, to keep you updated on what their concerns are?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm going to take affirmative steps to reach out to make sure that communication does take place on a regular basis.
Do you think you'll have an opportunity to visit Tennessee much?
Sure. Well, yes. The answer is yes. But I don't know what the routine is going to be like in all candor.
Have you finished the move yet, or are you still getting all the boxes? And
No, can't move until 12:01 on January 20th.
But you're packed, I would imagine.
I'm glad you asked that question. You know, I hadn't thought about that all day.
I'm sure you've got a few more important things on your mind, but I know a lot of Tennesseans are looking forward to the open house that you'll be having.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that, too. It may be real open.
Amy and Ted, we told the Vice President-elect we'd be glad to help him with any last-minute moving on Thursday. All the Tennesseans are invited to come to the Vice President's home. All you need is a Tennessee driver's license, and we hope to meet a lot of them there.
All righty, Rebecca, we will see you and Garry back here tonight at 11.
Thanks, Rebecca.
Thank you.
Well, still ahead on News 12.
What a show, wasn't it? Rebecca Williams and Garry Mack have also been following the events at the nation's capital, and they join us live via satellite. Unbelievable performance tonight. I don't know if you all got to see any of it, but tell us what you're doing in Washington this evening.
I think it was worth the price of admission to see Barbara Streisand sing. What we're doing tonight, Ted, we're freezing. That's what we're doing.
12 degrees right now, and we are in front of the Capitol up about, how high are we, Garry?
High enough. High enough that it'll hurt if we fall.
We're up about 5 stories.
It's been an exciting day. I've just returned from a big celebration. A lot of the states are having their parties tonight at different hotels.
Big night.
People ask, where's the Georgia party? Where's the Alabama party? We were at the Tennessee party hosted by Senator Jim Sasser. But earlier today, Chattanooga's from the Avondale community were some of the Tennessee faces you saw in D.C.
And I always tell the young people when they come here that
running the country.
You know, not only were the kids excited, everyone who was here has just been looking forward to what's going to happen tomorrow. The excitement has been building. I think everybody's acting like a kid, at least the people that I've been running into.
Indeed, and we'll talk about some of those Tennesseans tomorrow morning as we join you here on News 12 for the morning show, as we bring you the morning activities for the inauguration of Bill Clinton as president.
See you then.
Okay, get some sleep and stay warm.
Okay.
And just a reminder, News 12 will, of course, continue its live coverage.
That's right. They say there are more Tennesseans in Washington now than ever before, and those are the folks that Garry Mack and Rebecca Williams were hanging out with today, and here's what they found.
They began lining up hours before the event, trying to figure out where to stand to get the best view. For some, that meant taking to the trees to get a bird's-eye view of the steps of the Capitol building.
Although many of the people who are standing right here around us won't even be able to see President Clinton's face.
They will leave the event being able to say that they were a part of this inauguration 93.
Weeks of planning and partying led up to this moment that literally passed in only a moment.
Will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Although the swearing-in of Bill Clinton was the main event, for Tennesseans, their proudest moment was when Albert Gore Jr. took his oath.
That I will well and faithfully perform
the duties of the office on which I am about to enter.
The duties of the office on which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
And I know you will, Vice President.
Thank you, Mr. Justice.
How did you feel as a Tennessean when Al Gore took his oath?
Extremely proud, yes, and there were lots of folks around, and we told everybody we're from Tennessee. This is my first inauguration, and I didn't know exactly what to expect, and we've really had a good time since we've been here.
How did you feel emotionally when you heard Al Gore and Clinton take their oath?
It was very emotional, very stirring, chills going up your spine. It was very nice. We really enjoyed it.
And in between the formality of the swearing-in and the frivolity of the parade, it was time to eat. Or play Frisbee. Or buy one of the thousands of unique inaugural trinkets available up and down Pennsylvania Avenue. If you didn't have a reserved seat, the biggest challenge was finding a place, preferably high up, in order to catch a glimpse of the new president and vice president of the United States.
And Garry and Rebecca, of course, join us live now, where they just filed that report from Washington, D.C.
Right. Over 1.5 million people viewed the parade today up and down Pennsylvania Avenue. Those hot dogs were good. They sold a bunch of them. The T-shirts and the trinkets, of course, going greatly. But it was just a marvelous day. The weather could not have been better to cooperate with the swearing-in of Bill Clinton, who has charged the nation now to service. And we will be watching to see how that call continues to be received throughout the country over the next few days.
And before the parade, of course, the big event at the steps of the Capitol, standing there and listening to Al Gore Jr. and to Bill Clinton take the oaths of office. It was really an emotional experience. We did not have a real good location. It was hard for us to see. There were trees and a lot of people in front of us, but even though you couldn't see it, it was wonderful to just be standing there amid all of the people in the middle of the crowd to feel just the overwhelming enthusiasm that the group had, the show of support for the new president and vice president.
And a lot of the folks that we were around today, you know, we referred earlier to Linda Walker and some others. Linda Walker, who is a former staffer, ran the Chattanooga office for Senator Gore, was on the Tennessee float this afternoon in the parade, and we saw she and dozens of other Chattanoogans today at the swearing-in ceremony.
The UT band, saw them in the parade.
Band was there as well, but at the swearing-in, you could almost see, and we've talked about this a couple of times over the past week, Tennesseans, and particularly those from East Tennessee that are very familiar with Al Gore and his daddy, sticking their chest out and be very, very proud.
Oh, very proud.
Garry and Rebecca, what about that inauguration speech today? Did many people comment on what Clinton had to say to the American people?
I think that the comment that I heard most was, as you mentioned earlier, the quote that I think that they will remember is that whatever is wrong with America can certainly be cured by what is right with America. I think he'll be known for that.
A very Kennedy-esque type of approach in the speech, and we had talked earlier about how they were looking for a good Kennedy line to be used today. That will probably be the one from the speech that will be remembered in the history books.
All right, you two, thanks very much. We'll see you after the ball tonight, back here at 11.
Still ahead, we'll look at other news of the day. Investigators want school...